Today we're going to be going through every character's third ultimate ability, worst to best, and for the worst ultimate ability, I'm going to have to say Carnage. Let's go over his pros before we even start to slander me in the comments, because I know somebody will. Now, the pros of using Carnage: you are able to hit multiple people if you're in a straight line. It does a pretty decent amount of damage. So this guy's at 53. They go from 53 to 35. So I'm pretty sure that's like 18. I think it's 18%. That actually is not good at all. This guy's at 22. How much does he go down to? From 22, 5. Yeah, so that's like 17. Yeah, that's not good at all. Actually, you are able to do combos with it, believe it or not. If I spawn a dummy and you use Carnage, you can actually have somebody fall right into a twin blade rush if they don't have ragdoll cancel. So you can do a bunch of damage off of that, which is very good. It's also easy to dodge. If I use Carnage, or if someone were to use Carnage on me, all I would have to do is pretty much just dash to the right or use backhand string. Backhand string? Spoochie, are you serious? Plus, if I use Carnage right next to somebody, not only does it miss them, but I'm also prone to getting punched in the back of the head. And I'm pretty sure you guys don't want that. You know, some of y'all are freaks, but I don't think most people wants to get hit in the back of the head by a Garo with dirty knuckles. With that being said though, now we're gonna have to move on to our second worst ultimate ability. And for this part of the list, I'm gonna have to say Genos's Flamewave Cannon. And the reason I'm putting this on the part of this list is because Flamewave Cannon is worse in terms of aim. It is very hard to hit Flamewave Cannon. You're very subjective to just sitting there idle if you use it and you miss. Believe it or not, if you use Flamewave Cannon and someone's behind you with like consecutive punches or scatter, you can't really do anything. You can get interrupted like right before the laser comes off. Same with Carnage though. So, you know, when it comes to interruptions, they are pretty similar. But I will say the damage is pretty good. I'm pretty sure it takes away like 35% of your health. Yeah, 65, that's literally about like 35%, which is very high. Plus, I don't think it has any type of range deduction. So if you're super far away, I'm pretty sure it's still gonna do the same amount of damage. So that guy was at like 40 something and now he's at 11. Yeah, it literally doesn't matter. So it is very good in terms of damage and it stuns the player very well. But the aim is bad. You're able to get interrupted if you're not fast enough, and you're subjected to being hit by Final Hunt as well. It's very easy for someone to death counter you, omnidirectional you, do whatever. You're literally just sitting there. You can't do anything. So with that being said, now we're gonna have to move on to our third worst ability. And for this one, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna have to say Strength Difference for Metal Bat. And the reason I'm putting this at this spot in the list is because it's also very hard to hit. A lot of these abilities are extremely hard to hit, but you'll notice that as we move on, I'll start getting into abilities that are extremely easy to hit. And one specifically is so easy, you might even accidentally hit somebody else with it. And it's very common. Now let's go over the pros of Strength Difference. That's not Strength Difference. Now I gotta wait for this whole thing to end. All right, so Strength Difference does do a bunch of damage. Do not get me wrong. That dude was at 65 and he goes all the way. Is he dead? Bro died. No, he did not die. He did. Brother, 0. He's dead. 65 plus. Hold on, we gotta try that again. Hold up. That was so much damage. So what makes up for the fact that it's extremely hard to hit is the damage and the stun when some people are around you. So bro went from 100. Yeah, it does 65% damage. That is diabolical. But I know what you Metal Bat mains are thinking. Right after Brutal Beatdown or Savage Tornado, you can use Strength Difference. Yes, you are right, but there are points where someone will land in a very weird location and you can't use Strength Difference accurately, even if they don't have Ragdoll Cancel. But if they do, it's very easy to dodge it. And if you decide to use Strength Difference while they're still standing up, it is very hard to hit it. Like, bro, I've never seen a dude that can accurately and consistently land their Strength Difference. A good pro about it is that the second you use it, you are in iframes. Like, you straight up can't get hit while you're using it. Like Brutal Beatdown, right here, you can get hit. When you're using Savage Tornado, right before you start going in a circle and start doing the tornado move, you are able to be hit. But with Strength Difference, you straight up are just invincible the second you activate it. So there's that. But yeah, and I think the reason they have it so high in damage is because it's hard to hit, because it's a weird startup time. It's very easy to predict when they're gonna hit you and where the player is gonna land. So like if some Metal Bat's coming towards you, you can literally just sit still, and right before they're about to hit you, you just back handspring or you just dash. It is stupidly easy to dodge it. Now even here, bro, look at that. That literally didn't even hit him. Crazy. So like you gotta make sure you're extremely accurate even when they're not moving. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, now we're gonna have to move on to our third best ultimate ability. And for this one, I'm gonna have to say Garro's Rock Splitting Fist. And the reason I'm putting this at this part in the list is because you can only use it short ranged. You can can only use it when the person is close by. We're gonna talk about its cons first, and then I'll talk about its pros. So the cons, yes, you have to be very close in order to use it. You are prone to being interrupted during the startup animation. I'm pretty sure someone can mess you up as well if they're behind you, so you're not completely in iframes. But the pros is that it does a bunch of damage. If two people are extremely close by, you are able to hit them as well. So this guy's at 62%. If we use it, bro goes from 62 all the way down to 24, and I'm pretty sure that's like 38% damage, which is very high. Not as much as Metal Bat, but you can also hit it a lot easier because you can string it with combos, right? So if I use 2 M1s or 3 M1s, 4 M1s down slam, and then I use rock splitting fist, it doesn't matter. I can just use it whenever I feel like it. It would do so much damage. 92% all the way down to what is that? 44. Literally so much damage. It's like 48%. Bullocks, mate. Crazy. Dude goes from 30 to dead. If someone is 30% health, they're dead. Now it's not as much as Final Hunt. Oh my god, Final Hunt does so much damage. It is wild. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, this one does so much damage. And the reason I think it does, if we really talk about the lore of the strongest battlegrounds, when you use this ability, bro, they're winded. Their whole diaphragm exploded. Their whole nervous system shut down. Their liver gone. With that being said, now we're gonna have to move on to our second best ultimate ability. And I'm gonna say that this is a Blade Master's Sunrise. And the reason, hold on, I gotta burp 1 second. All right, now the reason I'm putting Sunrise at this spot in the list, dude, let me look at the pros. Look at this. You see that guy over here? Look at this. Look at how far it goes. Now, I wasn't able to hit him, but look at how far the distance is. That guy over here can use Sunrise all the way over here and still hit him. The distance is crazy. Plus, the damage is crazy. Bro, I don't even know how much health he had, but he died. If this dude's at 65 all the way over here, let's see how much damage it does. Goes all the way from 65 to, what is that? 18. What is that? Like 48? No, 47% damage. Crazy, bro. Now, what are its cons? I'm not gonna lie, even though it has a lot of distance, it is kind of hard to hit, believe it or not. I don't really get hit by this a lot just because you can kind of dodge out of it. Like if someone's coming towards you with it, you can pretty much do a back handspring. But if I'm being perfectly honest, there aren't really a lot of cons for it at all. Is just an ability that's better than it. So with that being said, now we're gonna have to move on to our best ultimate ability. You guys know what it is. We can say it all at the same time. 1, 2, 3, Serious Punch. I really hope you said it at the same time. Now, I don't really know how to describe why this is the best one, simply because you can't really say anything bad about it other than the fact that you might be able to move away from it. And even if you do, so bro, you could use this in the corner and literally hit everybody. The range doesn't even matter. With Table Flip, yeah, there's a certain radius, there's a certain distance to where you get hit. Of course, with Serious Punch, it's the same thing. But if you're far enough, you can hit literally almost everybody. If you see a group of people over there at that tree, you can use Serious Punch right here and probably still hit them. The range is wild. Plus, if someone is close enough, it'll also do a bunch, and I mean a bunch of damage. And I'm pretty sure it insta-kills them if they get hit by the gust of wind and they can't escape it. So yeah, Serious Punch solos. Now, an ability that I think they should add in the game, I feel like it is the most fair and most balanced Saitama ability that anyone can have. I like to call it consecutive Serious Punches. This will be so balanced. I feel like if everyone had this ability, the game would be so much better. No one would have to worry about spammers. No one would have to worry about any pros, cons, or anything. This would be the best ability in the game, bro. Look at this. Look how balanced that looks. And here, bro, the music. Oh my god, the music. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that is every character's third ultimate ability, worst to best. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and click on this video right here.